Okay, hey everybody, welcome to Girl, Let's Agree to Disagree. I apologize right now. I thought that was the video. We had a video, but for some reason it didn't show up. Did you guys see the video?
No,
Technical
it's
difficulties.
good.
As always, technical difficulties. So, let's see, shall we? How are you ladies doing?
I'm good. My favorite time of the year has finally come. I'm like there's nothing else for me to look forward to really during the week except for this. Oh, and Dancing with the Stars, but this is my baby.
Are you really looking forward to Dancing with the Stars, even though I'm not on it? And we all know how badly I wanted to be on it.
Okay, I love Dancing with the Stars. Granted, if you were on it, I would love it more, but I still am dedicated to the show.
I didn't watch this. I didn't watch this Monday, so because for some reason the whole Big Brother, thing, like the change of day, has me kind of all a mess. But while we're still waiting for a couple people to come in, want to thank everybody for joining us on Girl, Let's Agree to Disagree, our first Bachelorette recap season 16 with Miss Claire CRAWLEY. And if you don't already do so, click like and subscribe. Click to receive notifications. Also, follow us on IG at girl_LATD, and then all of our personal Twitter accounts. We're really excited. Like and then also comment, because comments help us to kind of improve each and every one of our episodes. So yes, this was the most dramatic Bachelorette episode in the history of Bachelorette episodes.
Okay, let's clarify that, because I would have to say that Kaitlyn Bristow's first episode of The Bachelorette, it will always be the most dramatic. Like, anytime if anybody doesn't know this, Kaitlyn Bristow was not immediately the Bachelorette. She had to go up against somebody else. She had to go up against Britt Nelson, and then the guys voted. That will always be the most dramatic, no matter what, because we didn't even know who the Bachelorette was. So Chris can this was not the most dramatic. But anyways.
I don't think it ever is.
Sit here and talk personality. Kaitlyn Bristow is what I like to see as a Bachelorette. Like, she is energy. She is personality. I'm not going to sit here and say she is poised, because that's, obviously not the case. She is definitely television, though. She is television, and that's what I'm watching. That's what I tuned in for. So, I'm hoping that Claire delivers, but,
we will see.
We will see. So, since this is our first Bachelorette recap, I guess I want to go and just kind of go around and say what our experiences are with Bachelor in general, or Bachelor Nation, because the people who are watching, I actually know, and comment, those that are watching us live, if this is your first time watching The Bachelorette, if this is your first time to Bachelor Nation, because it'll definitely help us a little bit in explaining some things. I think probably I might be the most novice out of the three in terms of my dedication to the Bachelorette.
Kimmy and I are like sell our souls to Bachelor Nation.
Yes. I will never forget being in the Big Brother house and just like casually mentioning, like, yeah, I heard Tyler C makes it to final 3 and she was gonna choose him, and he ended up being runner-up. Ovi almost took my head off. Like, he's like, how dare you? Like, that's how I knew that you two were like Bachelor Nation stands and just in it with me. So I love that.
Oh, wow. Ashton says, this is my first time ever tuning into The Bachelor, Bachelorette, but this episode seemed so interesting. Steph R says, I've been watching since season 1. So we actually have we have a big diverse mix.
Super fan. But yes, Ashton, you came in, I feel like, at a good time, because there's been, I watch every season, but I feel like this season there's some spice. Like, no spoilers or anything, but even from like the first promo of tonight, we can see that there's it's going to be different. So I feel like you came in at a good time.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I did want to ask you two ladies, do you believe in love at first sight?
No. I don't.
No, I believe that lust at first
Lust at first sight.
I do believe that lust at first sight, but I don't truly believe in love. I feel like love takes a lot.
So you think that Claire might have just been like lusting for Dale? Because the way her eyes lit up when he came out that limo and she saw him, I know I've probably only had that feeling with I've only had that feeling with a guy maybe once. It probably will happen again if I ever meet Tyler C from last season in person, whatever. But like, it doesn't happen often, so you never know. He might be the one.
I mean, Dale is beautiful. Like, she's definitely in some kind of lust, but like, I think too, something that plays into it is that she's had, all of these guys had so many opportunities. Like, so if anybody didn't know this that's watching, there was a cast that was released, and then after Claire was announced, and then quarantine happened. And it kind of gave like producers time to go back and like recast people that were a little, like half of the people, I'm pretty sure, were recast to be more age appropriate for Claire. And so after that, like, these guys had a chance to like look each other up, like the ones that were already on, like set to be on there in the beginning. And so did Claire. So like, I think that she's probably had an idea of some of her favorites going into this night.
I mean, looking at Dale, he's an easy favorite for. He's a very attractive guy.
Absolutely,
she has a pretty attractive cast. The first few guys that stepped out the limo, I was like, oh my, what is this? Like, are they casting for Love Island? Like, what is going on right now? But yeah. I understand where she's coming from, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think, I mean, first of all, she looked at Dale the way I think half of Bachelor Nation probably looked at Dale, okay? It was just like, whoo, I mean, he's definitely something interesting to look at, in my opinion, and I'm a married woman, so.
He had like just a little sparkle in like the corner of his eyes, like his smile.
Yeah. Like
it's just like magnetic. He has a beautiful smile.
I don't want this to like turn into a Dale stand, yes. But like there are some people that their presence is just so attractive. It's hard not to like them. But again, like I haven't come across too many people like that. Like Jessica, you know me, I'm like the resident cynic. So like I haven't met too many people like that, but I feel like he looks like he's nice, and like everyone loves people who look like they're nice.
Yeah. I think it'll be it'll be interesting to see the dynamic because, well, and we'll definitely catch up to, like, we'll kind of talk a little bit of spoilers. The ladies and I, like, we decided that we would tell you a little bit about the spoilers a little bit later. We kind of want to start from the beginning because this is the first time for some people, and some people have been watching since season 1. We kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a background on Claire. Me personally, I think I've been all over the place with Bachelorette because I watched Caitlyn's season, but then and I remember Allie. I watched Allie's season, which was a long time ago, and then I think Rachel's season, because of just everything and how exciting it was that she was going to be the first Black Bachelorette. That really got me, she really got me into it again and actually made me pay so much more attention to the whole platform, as well as all of the Bachelor in Paradise, which Bachelor in Paradise for me, like Toxic Cake, I love Bachelor in Paradise. And so we know that Claire CRAWLEY, whoever wants to, talk in regard to Claire CRAWLEY, I know that she was part of Juan Pablo's season in The Bachelor. She made final 2. It was final 2, right? Yeah, final 2 or final 3.
She was in final 3 or something. I was very young during that, but I did watch that season. That's like one of the first ones that I like distinctly remember, because I just remember like my mom and my older sister hated him. And I was just like, I didn't understand because I didn't watch like all of it. I was a child. And so I didn't like totally understand, but they were just like, man, this guy is a douche. And I was like,
the way he was portrayed on that season was, and I remember because I also watched Juan Pablo season, the way they edited him and just him in general because of the accent and because he came off very macho Latin lover, very just disingenuous. There was something very disingenuous about him. And I think that there was a lot of
after the final rose was very douche king. Like he was very like dismissive and I don't want to harp on him too much, but like I didn't actually watch his season, but I specifically went to see after the final rose just to kind of catch up. And he just doesn't come across as a nice guy.
I feel like he's one of those that I don't think you can blame on the edit. Like I think it's just him. Like, I think it's just him.
I mean that too, but it was just to give you all a little bit of a background on Claire's first experience on The Bachelor, and then a few times on Bachelor in Paradise. So this has been a long time coming for Claire. We know that she's the oldest Bachelorette at 39 years old, which is a big thing.
Well, she did Bachelor Winter Games when that was a thing. So she was on Bachelor Winter Games, and she got engaged to someone who was from like France. I forgot his name.
It was Benoit. It was Benoit. I remember. He was engaged to Benoit. He was actually French Canadian, so he was from, I believe, Montreal or Quebec, one of the two. So he was from Canada. And but originally, she wasn't even looking for him. She fell in love with this other like German dude. Like I think he was on The Bachelor, like Germany, or I forget. You can tell us all this, but ultimately, what I remember from Winter Games is that she had massive, like, bad communication with both of these guys, and she was very quick tempered. She was very like you need to get with the program, and I think you see Claire as being that woman. Like she does not have time. She's like, that's it. Like my clock is ticking if it hasn't already tick-tocked out, and I don't have time for this shit. Like she's very no nonsense to me. At least that's the type of Claire that I see when I've seen her in previous. How do you guys feel?
I have not watched. The only thing that I watched her on, I think, was Bachelor in Paradise, I believe. But I don't really, like, she's not someone who stands out to me, so I don't know.
So she was final 2, and someone said, in the season 18 with Juan Pablo, she made final 2. So I was pretty sure because that going off on Juan Pablo was basically what she's known for.
Yeah.
And she
I mean, all that aside, like it's obviously been a long time since she's been like on the show or anything. When they originally announced her, I was pretty like, I was not someone who was like mad, I guess.
I was furious, okay?
Okay. Coming from the girls from the last cast, there weren't any of them that I really was like super in love with, but I did want Tayshia. I wanted Tayshia.
Yes, Hannah. We wanted Tayshia.
We wanted Tayshia, but coming off the girls from the last cast, there was nobody from that cast that I was like really die hard for.
I am like a part of Bachelor Reddit, so embarrassing, but I am. And I knew it was down to Claire, Tia, and Tayshia. Tia was not going to happen.
No,
they always come back to her.
What'd you say, Jess?
She's with somebody, isn't she?
No, she's not. She lives in Nashville. I mean, I don't think so. I don't follow her, but I think the last time I looked at her stuff, she wasn't with anybody.
Wait. She's dating someone, right? I don't think so. She lives in Nashville.
Hold on. I'll look her
People
up.
in Nashville don't.
She's not dating anybody. There's no pictures. She's not dating.
I just want to say, like Sophia said, Jessica, I'm a novice to Bachelor Nation. Also, Jessica giving all the history of former Bachelor seasons.
Right.
I don't. I just do a little bit of homework. I'm not like, like Big Brother super fan here. I'm not a super fan. It's these girls that are the super fans, and you'll find that out once they tell you all of the spoilers. But we'll, go into Claire. So we know that she's a very strong, independent woman. 39, so she's she's the oldest bachelor in history. So we've talked about that, and I felt like the beginning of of the show, they kind of talk about her, and they talk about her mom and her, battle with, Alzheimer's and dementia. All of these things kind of give you a good idea of who Claire is and her journey. And then you get the guys. And then you get the guys, and we got a good mix of guys. Personally, I mean, we won't go through absolutely all of them. I have my notes on the ones that I kind of like, that kind of stood out to me aside from everybody's Dale, But what do you think about the mix of guys? Because me as a 30-something-year-old woman, Claire being 39 and dating someone who's like 26, to me is a little off.
I don't think so. I mean, Holly from our season dated Jackson for a while, and there was a significant age difference there.
Yeah, I think as long, like, to me, what would be strange is like someone who's like 22 or like 23.
But we're also talking. I'm sorry, but we're also talking about a 13-year age difference. Holly and Jackson aren't 13 years apart. They're like 6 or 7. This is a whole add 7 more years, add 6 more years, and you get that's a lot. 26 to 39.
I think it's a lot when you consider that the woman's the older one, because, I mean, we can try to be as PC as possible, but men are very immature in their 20s for the most part. So a 20-something guy with a 30-something woman, like, that is a significant age gap versus like if it was like a 20-something woman and a 30-something guy.
I think that's generally the case. There's always going to be exceptions though, and so who knows, maybe one of these 26, 27-year-old dudes are ready. I mean, if they're from the South, they're probably ready to get married like 3 years ago. So who knows?
Is there anybody, and this also goes out to those that are in the chat, is there anyone aside from Dale, obviously, that caught your eye, that said,
what's his name? Easy? Is that his name?
Yes, Easy. Yes.
I thought he was so fun. He was one of the only ones that actually stood out to me.
Honestly,
a lot of them were really like cute, but like nothing they did really stood out.
He had some great oh my God.
DR.
Some great confessionals. Dear God. He was just really, really funny. He was like, is this a potluck? I was cracking up.
For those who don't know who Easy was, he was the one who jumped through the future husband poster or whatever. I really liked him. He was also, at least I think he's 29. So I think that he's at least a little bit like older than some of the younger ones, but I really liked him. I said go for the when you're 39 and someone, I don't know, this is gonna sound really bad, but I was like, go for the anesthesiologist. Go. You got Mr. Joe, anesthesiologist, 31. At least he's in his 30s. He's making good money. It's not like he's an Instagrammer.
He was also the one making the origami, right? So it's nice to see that he has like a serious job, but he also has a hobby, because people who have like jobs that monopolize their entire life, they usually don't have any hobbies. So at least he's not like gonna go postal anytime soon, because he has something to take the edge off.
Okay. I had to look at pictures. This guy, the one that the segment about him like messaging her or whatever, I thought it was really sweet. On one hand, I was like, I really thought she was about to be like, you have to leave. Yeah. I really thought she was gonna be like, you broke the rules, you have to go. Yeah. But he seemed sweet and like genuine.
Yeah, he seemed really, really sweet. I also really liked, I'm sorry, but I really liked Yosef, and maybe I'm getting misted because obviously he's attractive, but I could only imagine being in a situation where, like, okay, I liked a few pictures on Instagram, and now, like, this is a whole storyline, and someone's trying to, drag me because I like
for real. Like, they were in quarantine waiting for this show for like 6 months. Like, you didn't expect them to message anyone in that entire time. Like, let's be realistic.
I don't even know if they're getting on the show. They're still waiting for their COVID tests to come back. Like,
I just think and he messed up. Tyler C, like, I think he really fumbled his bag. Like, he definitely thought that was going to do something for him. And I was shocked that the producers let her get rid of him.
Yeah, because he was easily turning into Jason Kimmel.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name? Jason Kimmel? Is that who I'm thinking of?
Who are you talking about?
From Becca's season. Gold Panties.
Oh, no, that's not him. That's, what's his name?
I forget his
name. Jordan Kimball.
Jordan Kimball, okay. What did I say, Jason? Oh my God.
You said Jason Kimmel.
This Tyler C was just a bit much, but before going directly to him, I kind of wanted to say that that guy there was that guy 37, that Zach who was 37. I noticed he was the cleaning service owner, and then he got on his one knee, and he's the one who popped up the thing, and then it was like a fart. Like,
oh my God.
I was like, cringe.
Where did he get that? Did he just have it on hand? And then, like, he found out he was going on the show, and he was like, gotta bring this with me. Like, where did you get that?
Yeah, it's like I get that you want to make a first impression, but if I don't know, when I think of a 37-year-old man and he's just popping up and it's like a bare ass that farts.
Oh my God, my favorite first impression was the guy in the bubble who was like, you've been looking for love in a bubble. I thought, or the guy with the dogs on the shirt. If someone...
The dog shirt was cute. That was cute.
So cute. And I feel like only dog owners would understand how much that... Like, if someone asked me out and they had a picture of Billion on their shirt, I would have to say yes. Like...
Honestly, same. Like, you had all that time to start my Instagram. Like, if there wasn't a fat corgi on that, I'd be so disappointed. And she gets to have her dogs. Like, I guess that's the plus side of it being like filmed in one place. Like, she doesn't have to leave her babies.
So let's start talking about the elephant in the room. Obviously, she starts talking to the guys. And all of a sudden, you have Tyler C, not to be confused with the Tyler C we all know, but
and love. Yes.
But yeah, so Tyler C is now saying that this Yosef, that he has been conveniently messaging people that he knows. So I didn't check to see if this guy, like, are they from the same place? Are these just like IG people?
No, so Yosef is from Alabama, which shocked me. And then Tyler is apparently from West Virginia, which that accent, someone in the chat said that accent was cute. I don't know about that. You know, I do love a Southern drawl. Don't get me wrong. But, Kentucky, Louisiana, not West Virginia. They still, as I've gotten older, they do sound different.
I can't even tell the difference, to be quite honest.
I used to not be able to tell the difference. And then, like, I heard Winston from Big Brother 20 and then the cowboy guy from Big Brother 19. And I'm like, these are different. And you know what? It's kind of like, do you ever like taste the differences in water? It's kind of like that. Decide.
Well, we do know that Claire couldn't quite pinpoint the accent on the Long Island guy. What was it? I know that was probably the only accent that she couldn't pick up. She was like, "This accent's kind of weird," but I don't pick
from. Like, I feel like New York accents can be abrasive, depending on where you are in the country.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So, but anyways. Back to that, I really think he thought he was doing something with that, and I actually really appreciated. So if anybody went and took a break during that part or anything, Tyler C goes up to Yosef and says that he heard that he was talking to girls or whatever, somebody that he knew on Instagram before they came on the show. Tyler C then goes to Claire. Oh, no. Yosef then goes to Claire and is like, hey, I want to get ahead of this. And I was surprised that Claire brought both of them in to address it up front. And I really liked it, honestly. Like, I liked that she was just like, you know what? We're not going to do this back and forth mess that we do every season. I'm just going to talk to you both.
I mean, she's very straight and to the point. Like I said, she does not have time. She's very straight and to the point. I feel like she's always been like that, even on previous seasons. She will combat whatever the hell is happening, and she's not having it. She's very direct.
So if you two were Bachelorette and you had that, like, lust, love at first sight, like, sort of feeling that she's clearly having with Dale, I feel like you guys probably wouldn't be putting up with, like, the BS either. But would you even, like, would you want to entertain, like, any of that at all? Like, would you want to go through the motions of, like, because, there is the fine love aspect, and then there's also, like, we're creating a television aspect, we're creating a TV show aspect, which is why I think Jordan Kimball from Becca's season was kept for so long, because it's like, he is good TV. And I don't know if, like, how much would you, like, consider the TV aspect of it versus all right, obviously I'm not into him, so let's get rid of him. Or, like, oh, let's keep him around because, obviously, like, he would make the show a little bit more interesting.
I think that's one thing that is different with Claire being older, is that, like, these past couple of seasons, most of these girls, and the guys, have been fairly young. And I think also with age comes a lot more confidence too. And, like, you being willing to say no to, like, BS. And I guarantee you, like, the reason I say that is I guarantee you that if this were anybody else and it were not Claire, or someone who's, almost 40 years old, both of those men would have been stuck in there. Like, they would have been forced, because producers, literally in every interview, people always say that, like, producers have a certain number of picks that they get to, like, they get to keep in there. And I think that Claire probably put her foot down there and was like, absolutely not. Absolutely. And I think that for me, I like to say that I would be the same way, but honestly, I feel like you don't know until you're there. Like, it's you against, like, a team of producers, which is very intimidating.
I don't know. I feel like I would, like, maybe I just like drama, but I would just like ride. Like, if I had, like, a Dale who I was comfortable with, and, like, I knew immediately that's the person. All right, fine. Like, let people enjoy the season. Sure. I'm going to go have fun with Dale. I'll write it out. I'll start talking about how someone, like, reminds me of home. Sure. Whatever. But Dale, okay. First impression rose. Fantasy suites. Like, let's get to it. Like, hometown dates. Like, we are doing this. But you know what? Y'all can enjoy your show. Producers,
absolutely. J.K. Walker says, LOL, I disagree. Tyler over Yosef. Here's the thing. To me, personally, the way I see it is, like, snitches get stitches, and Tyler totally got the stitch for that. He ended up looking like a snitch, and it was just, it showed his immaturity, I think. Like when you're talking to someone who's 39 again, and I hate to keep on bringing it back to her age, but obviously this is going to be a big factor when we see this show, is that she's going to do a lot of things that are going to show her maturity and are going to show her the immaturity and maturity of these men. And I think that Tyler doing that was a big sign of immaturity. How do you all feel?
I think so too. I think it's just somebody trying to get, honestly, I think it's just somebody trying to get some like attention, and it really bit him in the ass. Like,
yeah, and especially since she's done this show like 4 times or whatever, like she's probably like, I see what you're doing, and I'm not about to sit here and like let you get clout, basically.
Yeah, and JJ makes a good point. He says Tyler C never went to Claire. He talked to Joseph man to man, right? Yes, but because I feel like Tyler kind of, that to me is almost like if you came up to me and said you knew something, I mean, this is national television. How stupid are you going to think that it's not going to come out, right?
And he did it. He pulled him away in front of that group of guys, and it's like, you know, you opened that Pandora's box. Like, you could have, what's that meme on Twitter? Like, you should have just sat there and ate your food. Like, you literally did not have to do this at all. And you just went ahead and did it. And this is what you get. I think this is a good precedent to set for Bachelor Nation, is that you don't do this shit on the first night. Like, nobody cares.
I also feel like, you know, it depends what it is. Like, Hannah's season, there were guys coming on there with whole girlfriends, you know, that's different than liking a few pictures, like, or like DMs, like,
good morning. I think that was the thing, right? He said good morning.
Wonderful. If anything, oh, he has manners. Nice. Like
who cares?
And at this point, like, I mean, given that Joseph, if someone said, isn't he a dad? It's like, yeah, he said he was talking about his child. So he was a father, you know. I don't know. And I don't know. It's weird. Cause see, I have a husband, and I still message some of my guy friends, and he has friends that he will say, he'll say good morning mama. Kemi, don't be looking like that,
mama.
That yeah, like mama,
good
like
morning, mama.
Yeah, good morning like, or not good morning mama, but yeah, he's like seeing Kemi, and he'll like put his arm around her and be like, hey mama, or like like when you were with me, he'll be like, hey mama, how you doing? Yeah. She didn't even notice, because that's just the way he is. Like, it doesn't seem like douchebaggy. So I think it all really depends.
When's the last time I even saw you? Like,
in Philadelphia.
What do y'all got going on up there? Like, shit.
All I know is Tyler C was taking it a little too far. He was really trying his hardest to like have a little segment. He got it. He also got.
Now he's gone.
Yep.
No, someone says, I get what you're saying, Jess, but I also think Tyler going up to Yusuf man to man was more mature compared to Yusuf running to Claire. And I kind of viewed him as more of the snitch. Was it? Or is it just more so the fact that he wants to clear his name?
I think Tyler just started playing this game, and Yosef responded and just played it better.
Yeah, I think Joseph took it and was like, you know what? I'm not going to let this be a thing. I don't want this to turn into something. And then after X amount of days, Claire's like, well, why didn't you just come to me with it? Let me just come to her. And he's a dad. Like, he probably knows, like, you know, just get ahead of things, nip it in the bud.
Yusuf made that. I like Hannah how she said, you basically said Yusuf made the better game move.
Yep. He was more strategic.
He was definitely more strategic in that aspect.
But I mean, when it comes down to it, we really don't know that much about either one of them at this point. And like, I don't really care. But first impressions, I liked Yosef more, so I'm glad that he's the one that stayed. I don't want another Tyler. Like, Tyler C, he's not going to be Tyler Tyler C. Like, he's never going to be able to take that name over anyway, so why?
And you know what's funny? Like, or not funny, but we were watching the show and I texted like Jess and Hannah, and I was during like the limo entrances, and I was like, I don't know how I feel. He was the only one that I was like, I don't know how I feel about Tyler C.
You did.
And here we are. Like, I knew
you did.
off about him, and that's not even coming from a Reddit spoiler. Like, I had no idea about what's going on with him.
I gotta give it to AJ. It says men who are in other men's business that have nothing to do with them are bitches.
Okay. Anyways, I feel like that's enough Tyler C for us. If it's not going to be the on-brand one, I don't want to talk about it.
If it's not the other Tyler C, we ain't talking about him. So fast forward, we're pretty much at the end. Fast forward, she talks to everybody. Obviously, the only thing that this Yusuf Tyler beef did was take away time from the other men, which really does suck. It's the first day. That's when they get to kind of take her away and do all of these cute little things. And not everybody did it, but it didn't seem like that big of a deal because she was thinking about Dale this whole time.
She didn't care at all. She was just like, I'm sorry. It was nice to have you.
She would only give Dale the rose. She knew she was going to give Dale the rose as soon as she saw him, obviously.
I don't think that if I were in her position, like, I don't think that I could stomach, just because I have such like FOMO, that I don't think I could stomach like not talking to every guy there. Like, at least just like a 5-minute conversation. I know that it's such a long night, but like, I would just feel so weird in my gut about sending someone out the door that I didn't talk to at all, because like, you don't even know, like, that could have been the person that you like really connected with and you have no idea. And so I just personally could not stomach sending someone out that I hadn't even spoken to.
Yeah, I kind of feel like there's so many guys that you could kind of trim the fat off of that shit. It's like, okay, who was really just not my cup of tea? He's just not, he's not going to do it. Like, I felt absolutely nothing looking at him, and like you said, she had time to kind of look at some of these guys. I'm sure I don't know. It was weird, but right before that, it looked like she was going to give Blake. It didn't look like she was going to give Blake. It looks like the editing made it played really hard to make it look like she was going to give Blake this final, this impression rose, because of him being so sweet and contacting her beforehand and kissing her. He did kiss her. That was her first kiss.
I was surprised about the kiss. I won't lie to you. It came out of nowhere. I was actually getting, some water, and then I heard him say he kissed her, and I was like, is that Dale? No. Like, it was just very confusing to me why she even did that. I would be surprised. Like, I can't wait to see how all of this unfolds.
Absolutely. So right now, J.K. Walker says, what are y'all's predictions for the future of the season? You've just blown out The Bachelorette, and are we going to get a new one? So right before we answer that, whoop, 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 disclaimer, because we don't want to give anybody unnecessary spoilers. So right now, if you're not into spoilers and you don't want to know from
this moment on, we're talking about spoilers.
Yeah, just go.
I don't know how you avoided it. I really don't. It's everywhere. So
I know spoilers are everywhere. So if you don't know what's happening, we are going to say it right now. But leave if you don't like them.
Okay. So
give us the tea, Hannah. Give us the tea.
My prediction, obviously, is that, do we think that it's going to happen literally like next week? Like, how many episodes are they going to put into Claire? That's what I want to know, because Ovi tonight, he was like, they're definitely not going to bring up like the drama. Like, they're going to do a couple episodes with Claire and then just like pop it on us, or for like the casual people or whatever. I'm like, man, I don't think there's that many casual people. Like, I think Bachelor people, it was everywhere. So I feel like give her like 1 or 2 more weeks. Huh?
They haven't even tried to hide it.
No, they haven't tried to hide it at all. They literally showed Tayshia's limo pulling up. I was surprised they didn't show her leg. Like,
if they showed her leg, it would be too much of a giveaway.
So
it would be too much of a giveaway.
Let's go back to those that do or may not know or may want to know. Okay, so we know that Dale got this, got the first impression rose. We're looking at all of these kind of spoilers into the next couple of episodes. We might get 1 or 2 more episodes, right? Maybe. I mean,
Jessica, click on this. She was only there for 9 days. What?
Who? She was where?
At the very bottom.
At the very bottom. Oh, so we have, Sophia said, Reality Steve said that she was there for 9 days, so probably 3 or 4 episodes. But 9 days, oh, yeah. But 9 days.
She said, in the wise words of Rachel Riley, no one comes in between me and my man, not even Bachelor production.
Absolutely. I mean, I think some people expected her to just give up on the first day. We thought we were only going to get 1 episode, to be quite honest.
I thought, to be honest.
But we did. I do remember Reality Steve saying that, like, I remember, like, they're going off. There were some, like, fireworks going off during one of the, during one of the dates or whatever. So I know that she did go on a few dates before. But it looks like she's been, what is it?
She made her decision from the beginning. But like, okay, so all of the little promo stuff we saw tonight, we really didn't see any, like make out scenes of her with like anybody else. Normally we see like a mixture of like all of the hot and steamy moments throughout the season. And we really didn't see that. So like, I really think she just kind of was like, I know what I'm doing. This is it. And I just can't wait to see the falling out. Like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
So for those fall out with the boys, and then I want to see, I guess in my many seasons of The Bachelor that I've seen, I don't know how many different ways Chris Harrison can say this has never happened before. This is the craziest thing that's ever happened. This has completely shaken Bachelor Nation. Like, I don't know, some iteration of that is going to be, whatever. But I'm excited to see the guys and like how they and I'm excited to see, do we get a new batch of guys? Like
that is the question. Like, what are they gonna do? Because that was one of the guys even asked tonight. He was like, "So are we just gonna get a new Bachelorette or what?" Like, he was just ready. He was like, rolling the next one.
Yeah. So Clarissa said Dale is hot, but I don't see it. I'm not even sure he's into her. Like, I kind of agree with that. I didn't see that either, but I don't know. It felt a little weird. It borderline felt disingenuous, but maybe it was the edit, and especially now knowing that the guys like think he's completely fake. I want to know what the drama is. Does anybody know?
I think the guys are just jealous. The guys are
jealous. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Clarissa, okay. Do you ever, and Jess and Hannah, you as well, because this is how I am, and I'm trying to unlearn this trait for myself. If I know a guy likes me and I like him too, but he's like chill and laid back and just like cool, calm, and collected and not all over me, it makes me like him like 10 times more. Like, someone who just like gives you your space a little bit and like isn't all over you, and like it's that you guys are into each other, but you feel like you might be a little bit more into him, and it just makes you more like curious about them versus the person who's like, yeah, like, let me tell you everything that I like about you all the time. Like, oh my God, you put cinnamon on your PB&J. Like, I love that. It's kind of like, oh, okay.
I like more of the like lax, like into the relationship, but no, like I am I've had like 3 serious relationships, and all 3 of them have been like, at least towards the beginning, you hung the moon. And that's what I want. I want them to be like, you are an angel sent from above.
Some people are saying that he, like, this is what AJ said, he dodged her kiss. And I kind of saw that too.
Me too. I saw that a little bit.
I saw that too. And that's why I felt like he was being a little disingenuous or whatever. Maybe he liked her, but he was just like, okay, maybe he was guarded. Maybe he's that type of guy. Who knows? We might get a little bit more of an idea of him. Everything he said seemed to be just right. That's for sure. He seemed to know what to say to make her just melt. So it'll be very interesting. But I also saw somewhere in the comments that they think that there's going to be 4 new guys for Tayshia. But I think there should be a whole new round, to be quite honest. I don't think any of these guys should be like that. That just, I feel offended for Tayshia. I feel like that's making it sloppy seconds. And it's so you did it. So you were going for her, but now you want me? Hell no. That's when
a lot of guys are like, oh, when I saw that you were the Bachelorette, I knew I had to be here. What are you gonna say to me, Tayshia?
Exactly.
Now? Like, what about me?
Yeah.
And we all know, and Hannah, you said it yourself, like with Caitlyn, you know, we saw that drama of her battling it out with another Bachelorette. These men all wanted to be with either one or the other, but at the end of the day, like, spoiler, she didn't get with any of them. Like, she didn't get engaged, and not that she didn't get engaged, but it didn't work out with any of them. So it just comes off very, I don't know. I want more. I want better for Tayshia. Like, she deserves her own round of people.
But you know what? I'll give it a chance, because if Tayshia ends up being happy, that's all I really want. I just want Tayshia to find what she's looking for.
Oh, someone said, well, someone said, just kidding. Reality Steve didn't say that. No four new guys. Either way, there has to be new men. And if not, I'm going to petition. Are you ladies with me? Like, we'll just like start a petition between everybody who's watching this, and
I feel like she deserves like at least half of a new cast. Like,
absolutely,
at least half of a new cast. But I don't think we're gonna get that, because I mean, honestly, and I kind of get it. Like, I think she deserves better, but with everything going on and like them filming this like back in the summer or whatever, like, logistically, I don't know if they could have done that. Like, with quarantining them and all of that, like, I don't know. I just don't know how it worked. I mean, obviously it did, but
absolutely,
I don't know.
And the funny thing is, Hannah, you're mentioning that, but it seems like Claire wanted to like praise all of them for doing this during a pandemic. Like, I'm sorry, what else do you have to do during a pandemic?
Work.
Like, I thought the same thing. I was just thinking to myself, like, she's like, oh my God, them coming out and doing all of this during this time. And it's like, some of them are off season. Like, it's not like many of them are doing much else. If anything, go with Joe. He's an anesthesiologist, and obviously his job was very important, like, because they need anesthesiologists during this time. But, you know, so pick Joe, because
like, there's a lot of plastic surgery going on.
No, anesthesiologists, they oh gosh, that's TMI.
Why do they need an anesthesiologist
during COVID? Because when people that have COVID, usually you have to cut an incision. There's a whole surgery for it. I have a couple of friends that are anesthesiologists that go through the whole hazmat suit and have to go through the surgeries. And it's actually a really crazy time where anybody who is a medical, you know, who's in the medical field is very, very precious. So for Joe to even take his time out to be with Claire, marry him already. Like, he's an anesthesiologist, and he obviously.
Well, that's interesting. I'm not in the medical field, but some of the social accounts that I'm running now are in the medical field. So I'm like learning a lot, but I had no idea that was a thing.
Yes, J Jobs petition. The show's already in the can. Yes, I'm being very dramatic. That was
We can still tweet at them and express our anger.
Absolutely, so that they know better for next time. I'm sure that they'll never do it again. That was the point. So, I mean, obviously, we're waiting for Tayshia to jump in. Is this 1,000?
Next week.
Next week, we will see a full episode of dates. Do you think next week we will see the drama, though?
Okay.
Yes, I think she's gonna pick Dale for the first like one-on-one date, and then that's when it's gonna start, and she's gonna be like, I really just don't like. I can't concentrate on anybody else.
Is she going to sneak him? My question is she going to sneak him into her room? Like,
I would.
Early fantasy suite, and that's where all shit hits the fan.
I hope so.
Listen, Claire seems like she doesn't play by the rules, and I'm here for it. Listen, F those producers. You came there to find love. Do whatever you want. That's how I would be. Well, probably not, but, you know.
I'd be scared. I'd be there till the end. I'd tell Dale, I'd be like, look, I'm sorry. I got to do this. I'm scared of that.
Like, absolutely. So final thoughts. Final thoughts before we wrap everything up. Final thoughts. How do we think? Obviously, we kind of know how this is going to end, but you know, any outcomes for the next episodes? What we want to see. What we want to see. Anything?
I would love to see what exactly makes her like fall for Dale. Like that's what I want. I don't want to see these little moments. Like, you know how they always have those behind the scenes moments after the credits? I want to see that at the forefront. Like I want to see the little moments that make her fall in love with Dale, not like these big extravagant dates of them like bungee jumping off the side of like Kilimanjaro. Like, no, I want them talking about the one time when he like ran into the neighbor's mailbox and like, oh my God, I did that too. Is it because you tried to use your left foot? Like those sort of things, not the TV stuff. Like I want to see the love story. So.
Yeah. Someone said, is Tayshia the 17th Bachelor or the second half of the 16th? And Kemi and I actually talked about this. We're like, she better not be the 16th. I mean, she can't be. We don't know. How is that going to work?
She's definitely the 17th Bachelorette.
But it's the 17th season. Are we going to have the whole final after the final rose situation? Are we going to have the guys
after the final rose? I don't want to see her at all after the final rose. If Tayshia comes, like I would love to leave Claire in her. Like maybe they could do a little Zoom call, have Claire like chirp in like what's up. But other than that, like nothing more than 2 minutes and 17 seconds. The rest of the 3.5 hours is left for Tayshia.
Absolutely. She deserves it. I mean, this is going to be a way better chat once we start to watch the things that we don't know and to see Tayshia.
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Especially since we really kind of know the spoilers from the Claire portion. There haven't been that many spoilers for Tayshia.
No. I really haven't seen that much at all.
Yeah. So this is going to be like a season unspoiled. Oh my God, yes!
So sorry, I didn't want to sometimes the click goes off beforehand. So I apologize because we were about to wrap it up. But I wanted to thank Ethan for a happy birthday. My birthday's tomorrow, y'all.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And sorry about that because that was just like an odd way. Like my clicking is off today. But I completely agree. We're going to see so much more when Tayshia is the Bachelor, and that's actually what we're waiting for. Because and then we'll talk next week again on Tuesday. We will do another show of Girl Let's Agree to Disagree, the Bachelorette edition, with our second episode. So if if you don't already, click like, subscribe, click to receive notifications. Share this with people that you know watch Bachelorette. Obviously we were doing the Big Brother, thing. So we have a lot more people who watch Big Brother, but we would love to grow our Bachelorette following because that is what we're so passionate about. It's going to give us all the feels. Comment, let us know what you want to see in future episodes. We would love to hear from you. Follow us on IG at all of our, and Twitter. All of ours are down there.
All the things. All the things.
Any final things that you ladies would like to say?
I'm so excited for this. Honestly, I got into Big Brother because of Ovi, but this is my thing. And so I'm pumped about it.
But this is this Ovi's thing too, or you got him into this?
I don't remember. I think his ex-girlfriend and him watched it. I'm not really sure, but he's liked it since we started dating, but I've watched it for years and years and years. So he's a fan, but I think I would consider myself a little bit more of a super fan.
I would love to get, if you're ever willing, I would love to get Ovi in and get a guy's perspective on this because I think that that's really important too.
Oh, he has some hot takes on it. Honestly, every season there's somebody that I really like or either don't like, and he'll be the opposite on some of them. He has interesting opinions on some of the guys.
I would love to hear them. I'm all about it. So thank you all for tuning in, and we love you guys.
Ovi just corrected me. He texted me and he said that his first season was Desiree. So I've been corrected.
He was really quick on that.
Our rooms in this apartment, it's a loft and they have little windows so he can hear everything I'm saying.
I love it.
Hi, Ovi.
Yeah, he's a 2013 girl.
There you go. Well, I'm excited about it. We're very excited to be recapping the whole season with you. Also, only a couple more episodes left. Next week or this Thursday, we'll be doing our Big Brother recap. So if you're into that, make sure you tune in. And then, we will see you all on Thursday or for Bachelorette next week.
Next Tuesday.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
I feel